What's the biggest challenge or biggest struggle you've had to face throughout your life?
Like I said, believing that you can.
Well, you're saying that's a struggle. And a
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a daily struggle. It's because there's levels to the game. Like there's levels to the game. Perfect. We're in a suite, but there's a penthouse upstairs.
Yeah, goddamn. Make me feel broke one time on a podcast.
I mean, think about it. Like the penthouse upstairs, this hotel's probably $8,000 a night.
Yeah.
Somebody's staying there.
Yeah, facts.
Do you think it's empty? No, it's not empty. If it was empty, it wouldn't exist. So somebody can afford it. Somebody has the mindset that, oh, it's rich, it's daddy's money. No, that's cope. There's you look at the royal family here. Last 100 years, they built Dubai. They built the Emirates from the ground up.
Yeah.
From the ground up. Like it's not a joke. So these dudes that are absolutely rolling in money, oil money. People are like, oh yeah, oil money, as if it was easy to extract oil from the ground and sell it across the world as if it was some sort of monopoly game. Yeah. Dumb idiots that actually have these comments that haven't actually provided any value to the world. You get paid in proportion to the value and the difficulty of the problems that you solve. Yeah. So you guys provided massive value. They were able to stabilize the dollar, create the petrodollar with the US government. They got rich in the process. Somebody's paying for the $8,000 penthouse up top. Yeah. What's the mindset? What's the perspective? Is it worth it? I don't know. If you're making $100 million a year net profit, you won't really budge an eye. So it's the belief of how to get to the next level in the game, how to get to the next level in your health, how to get to the next level in your relationships, how to get to the next level as an owner of a business, how to make more money, all these things. You know, you make $1 million a year. It's dope. But there's a guy making 10.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
There's a guy making 100. And it's a different mindset that takes you from A to B and from B to C. And it's shifting those mindsets and always being grateful, but never being content. Yeah. And content doesn't mean that you're always selfish and desiring for more. It's saying, hey, there's more potential.
There's more levels to this life.
There's more levels to the game. Yeah. And that's always the example that I use is you're in a hotel situation. You're staying in a nice hotel. Well, there's somebody staying in the suite up top. And that's somebody that has a different mindset than you. And what I've come to realize in the education system is that they teach you how to think like a slave. That's a big one. They teach you how to think like a slave, scarcity mindset, 9 to 5 employee. You clock in, second grade. What's your dream job? That's what they ask you. What do you mean, what's my dream job?
I'm 5 years old.
What do you mean, what do I want to, like, okay, what are you going to say, an astronaut? You're going to think about the craziest thing because you have dreams and ambitions.
And then they want to crush it.
But somewhere along the line, that gets decimated. Yeah. Now, obviously, not everybody's going to be an astronaut, but the perspective still stands, which is the programming and the education that the peasant receives is very different than the one that the king receives. Yeah. That's why you won't see the elites going to public school, because the public school is based off of the Prussian school system, which was a school system designed in the industrial area to create workers. That's why you have the bell go off that gives you access to recess, or the bell goes off and gives you access to the break time. And then you have to go down the corridor in a single line, go down the fluorescent lights and the cement walls, and you have to go to the cafeteria and you have to raise your hand to ask a question, and you better not question the authority, and you don't even know who the authority is. Yeah. And then you have to get a hall pass to go to the bathroom, and hopefully the hall monitor doesn't stop you along the way, because, well, then you're going to be in trouble. So from the moment you're born, you're put into a system that everything is, I have to bow down to authority, even though I don't know if the authority's right. I can't question the authority. Yeah. And the bell has to go off in order for me to be able to be validated from doing A to B, from B to C. Yeah. All of this is programming. And from the ages 0 to 7, it's called the theta state. And it's the years of programming. That's when they want to get you, because that's going to determine a lot of how you're going to live the rest of your life. So it's all this deep programming that people need to start being aware of and snapping out of this and glitching out of the matrix.
You haven't got kids, have you?
No.
You would want kids one day?
Who knows? Not sure yet.
Let's say you do have kids one day. How would you want them to grow up in the schooling environment?
I want to get to the place where I can raise them myself. Yeah. Probably private tutors. Teach them logic, arithmetic, mathematics.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. The same way that a king would raise a prince, bring private tutors. You look at Alexander the Great; he was raised by and tutored by Aristotle. Yeah. By one of the greatest teachers of all time, that is still teaching and educating all of us through his literature. But he was in direct connection with Alexander the Great, and Alexander the Great became the greatest conqueror of all time. By the age of 30, he had conquered the entire known world. In fact, he cried because there was nothing left to conquer.
Yeah.
That's a mindset.
That's a mindset you need and want. I'm going to go back to the point where you said about, you know how you talked about the Dubai royal family once they found oil and everyone's talking about oil money. There's one thing that people forget and fail to mention, which is the fact that you can give anyone money. Anyone can find and discover billions of dollars, right? But it's what you do with it. And the Dubai royal family, they had vision. They created Dubai as we know it, and they brought in a whole lot of more money. So it always goes down to, as we're talking about perspective and vision, where do you vision? Understanding that there's levels to the game. Understanding that there's more to life than what you've just currently found or discovered. And utilizing what it is you found or discovered to unlock more. Which is why I rate Dubai as a city, because they've utilized what they had, what they found, what they discovered, and are taking it this far right now.
Dubai is one of the meccas of opportunity. I said this to you before. I mean, it's one of these places where you come and you realize the capabilities and the human potential. They're making man-made islands in the shape of a palm that you can see from space. That's not a joke. That's human engineering. That's vision. It's a big deal. That's when I tell people, hey, I've been able to make millions of dollars in a day. Obviously not every single day, but there's days where cash out of a company, sell some equity, make $5 million. They're pulling out billions of dollars, extracting billions of dollars of oil out of the ground every single day. There's levels to the game. And once you understand the levels by exposing yourself, traveling, getting involved with network situations, you begin to see how big the world is and how big human potential actually is and how far it can actually take you. It's pretty amazing.
For the people watching this right now, to kind of wrap up the podcast, what would you advise them and what would the message be to them? If you had to speak across the camera and you're talking to 10 years younger Luke Belmar, what would you say to him?
That it's possible. I've said it once and I'll say it again. That the life that you have is the life that you chose. That where you are today is based on the decisions that you made in the past. So if you want a different life, you have to be able to make different decisions in the current present moment. But the life that you envision has been given to you. It's been given to you by God. That dream, that life, what you want for your family, the impact that you want to make, it's not a causality. It's not there by chance. It's there by design. So it's possible. But you're going to have to sacrifice effort. You're going to have to sacrifice long nights. You're going to have to sacrifice bad relationships. You're going to have to sacrifice that 9-to-5 check in order for you to get to the next level. But it's possible. And what I've come to realize in life is that it's risky in general. It's so risky that all of us are going to die. So why not just actually go for the fullest potential and the fullest possibilities that life has to offer you? Expand your horizons, expand your mindset, develop new networks, develop new connections, develop new friendships, develop new business opportunities, study, learn from the best in the game. Go study the mentors of old, go read the Holy Scriptures, get involved in developing your mind, get educated. And in a few years' time, you'll look back and you'll realize you're a completely different person.